Dear friends, we are pleased to welcome the participants of the opening ceremony of the exhibition dedicated to the artistic ties with India of the Roerich family, outstanding Russian painters and humanists. This event, organized together with our Indian partners under the auspices of the G20 Digital Museum, launches the celebration of two significant dates for world culture: the 150th anniversary of Nicholas Roerich and 120th anniversary of Svetoslav Roerich, which we will mark next year with a series of large-scale exposition projects around the world. India is not a foreign country, but Russia's own sister. This is how Nicholas Roerich characterized the innate affinity of the worldviews of the two peoples. Drawing on the philosophy, religious thought, and visual nature of this country, significantly enriched the pictorial language of the great artist and saturated the ideological heritage of his wife, Elena Roerich, with new meanings. For their son, Svetoslav Roerich, India virtually became a second homeland, where he joined his life with the famous actress Devika Rani. Nevertheless, the Roerichs' attraction to India, which they regarded as part of the unified Eurasian ethnocultural space, had a much broader spiritual and intellectual dimension. The study of local customs, ways of life, and values, including during ethnographic expeditions, and drawing attention to the originality of India's art in the conditions of British colonial oppression, were ahead of their time and contributed to the rise of national consciousness of the Indians. It is no coincidence that the circle of friends of this family included not only cultural figures, such as writer Rabindranath Tagore, but also political leaders, fighters for independence, in particular Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi. With the same visionary insight, Nicholas Roerich, back in the early 20th century, helped launch a public discussion on the need to protect ancient monuments, and later led a worldwide movement to conclude the first specialized agreement. His efforts resulted in the Treaty on the Protection of Artistic and Scientific Institutions and Historic Monuments, known as the Roerich Pact, which was signed in 1935. This document is of unique significance in the context of setting international legal standards for preserving cultural treasures. The aspect of Nicholas Roerich's public work and his great idea of peace through culture are especially important in light of the priority of protection and restitution of cultural property declared by the G20 Indian Presidency. Unfortunately, despite all the humanistic achievements of our predecessors, we are witnessing the blatant politicization of culture and its use by a number of unfriendly states as a lever of influence over new centers of power. Former colonial powers continue to retain thousands of artifacts from developing countries, including India, in their museum collections, and with few exceptions, have no intention of restoring justice by returning them to their owners. At that, there are persistent attempts by the collective West to cancel Russian art and discriminate against our artists. Nonetheless, the demand for Russia's cultural achievements in the international arena, of which India's undying interest in the Roerichs is a prime example, demonstrates the fruitlessness of such malicious efforts. We are grateful to the Indian Presidency for supporting the exposition project, which is yet another proof of the expanding cooperation between our country and India in the field of culture, including within the G20. Together with our partners, We will continue to promote on the G20 platform constructive initiatives, demonstrating the civilizational diversity of people in order to create a truly polycentric world order. Thank you very much.